Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a magnetic excursion update Tuesday, December 17th, around 7 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. The World Magnetic Model was released today, and we will cover all of it in just a moment. As we also are keeping a close eye on seismicity, which is picking up worldwide, and the cleanup in Vanuatu. Well, the death toll is rising after the magnitude 7.3 quake yesterday. Keep calm. It's boom time. We are tracking rain and possible strong to severe thunderstorms overnight and tomorrow for Nashville, Tennessee, and areas in the center of the U.S. As meteorologists warn, heavy rain, snow, and wind could impact the Oregon Christmas week, and not just Oregon, but Colorado as well. Several storms to spread snow across the Midwest as well and the Northeast into Friday night. And here is the snowfall analysis over the last 24 hours. The only snow to fall was in the West, and tons of it indeed. Take a look here, over 30 inches in the bullseye there. So heavy snow in Northeast Oregon and Idaho. Ho, ho, ho. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. Al Gore is not happy with the forecast. No bunt cake for Al. There is a risk of heavy snow possible in Colorado during a 6-day December stretch, but that's mostly for northern Colorado. Let's take a quick look at the GFS model, and we'll play it out for you. Here you can see that atmospheric river hitting the Pacific Northwest right now as we speak, but it'll quickly dissipate after about 12 hours. So by early morning, midday, it's going to be gone, Pacific Northwest. But that doesn't mean this severe weather pulse in the center of the U.S. won't affect you overnight. This is 6 hours from now, and you can see hours of powers in eastern Tennessee as well as Arkansas, and that is going to move through the state rapidly, move up into the Northeast, maybe affect some severe weather in West Virginia, in the Appalachians, and a little bit of snow on the back end. Let's turn our sights over to the GFS model and take a look at some of the total accumulated snowfall as we head in towards Christmas. Here is the next 3, 6, 9 hours as we head into Wednesday afternoon. You can see heavy snow in the Pacific Northwest and the Cascades and even the Olympics there, but heavy snow. Ho, ho, ho. All right, moving through Thursday, Friday, Saturday, December 21st. And you can see how the snow is light but persistent for most of the northern tier states here. Saturday, December 22nd, a new system in the west brings snow to the Sierras and most of the northern Rockies. Here is Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, more snow for the west. So for a white Christmas, these will be the regions that have the greatest potential according to the GFS model. Ho, ho, ho. Here is the full forecast. Storm impacting the northwest U.S. Strong winds return to Southern California. Oh my. A Pacific storm will move through the northwest U.S. today and into Wednesday with areas of low elevation rain, moderate to heavy mountain snow, and high winds. Further south, strong Santa Ana winds and very dry conditions are expected to bring elevated to critical fire weather back to much of Southern California this afternoon and into Wednesday. So cross your fingers. We're not reporting on any wildfires tomorrow. Red flag warnings have been issued, but just for a few regions here, which is good news. Overall, an interesting pattern as we head in towards Christmas. 14 dead and hundreds injured after the magnitude 7.3 quake in Vanuatu. This number is very low, and it is estimated it will be in the thousands. Just take a look at this landslide right here. The problem is that these regions are so remote and the power has been cut out as well as telephone lines. Many of these regions may take days to get to, and so the numbers will be slow to come in. But frantic rescue efforts continue after the quake hit early on Tuesday afternoon, and rescue workers worked through the night trying to reach people screaming for help from the rubble. That sounds insane. And Mayotte authorities fear hunger, disease, and more after the cyclone as the death toll rises in Mozambique. Holy macaroni. Authorities prioritize food, water, and preventing the spread of disease but it may be inevitable. Authorities in Mayotte struggled on Tuesday to stop hunger, disease, and lawlessness from spreading in the French overseas territory after the weekend's devastating cyclone, while Mozambique reported dozens of deaths from the storm. Hundreds or even thousands could be dead in Mayotte alone, which took the strongest hit from Cyclone Chido, French officials have said. The storm laid waste to large parts of the Indian Ocean archipelago and France's porous overseas territory before striking the African mainland. And you can see here some scenes of absolute devastation. And so the recovery process will be long and hard, but regions like this have seen this activity before. So this is not new activity, but pray for all those affected. Speaking of freezing cold, Bhopal, India breaks a 58-year record, and Vostok is at minus 40 C again. Holy macaroni. A severe cold wave continues across much of India, breaking temperature records. In Madhya Pradesh, the city of Bhopal logged a minimum of minus 3.3 C, breaking a 58-year-old record set on December 11th of 1966. Cold wave conditions are prevailing across districts like Rajarka, Kwakwanda, Bawani, Pachmira, and many others, which we cannot pronounce. But in Kashmir, temperatures are plunging well below freezing. Anantang and Chopai saw the lowest readings, both at minus 8.9 C, 16 degrees Fahrenheit, followed by Somarg at minus 7.7 C. Holy macaroni. Vostok at minus 40 C still. For the third consecutive day, minimums in Vostok, Antarctica have dipped below minus 40 C with a low of minus 40.7 C, observed Tuesday, which was apparently their lose day. This unusual cold spell nearing the peak of summer suggests that the core of the season could remain exceptionally frigid, as it did last year. Seismic update. As we said at the outset, there has been an uptick in seismic activity worldwide, centered on the western U.S., as well as the Ring of Fire in general. Aftershocks continue after the major quake yesterday. This is not a seismic swarm. It would only be a seismic swarm if they were all of similar magnitude. But we had a major quake yesterday at 7.3, and these are all aftershocks. So let's get that clear. We also have major activity on all the mid-ocean ridges. 1, 2, 3, 4, and more. Holy macaroni. Is the Earth spreading? Well, probably. The Earth is expanding as we speak, and the uptick is real on the mid-ocean ridge, which spans Iceland. A major uptick in seismicity across the entire island of Iceland. So we're going to keep a close eye on that. There's lots of volcanoes that can go boom here. Speaking of boom, worldwide volcano news. Ibu to 6,000 feet. Semeru, 15,000 foot puff today. We've got Home Reef volcano outpouring lava flows seen from Landsat 8-9. That's from space, folks. Swanosima puffing to 6,000 foot today. Santaguito, 14,000 foot blast there. Ibu on the list, 6,000 foot puff. Popo to 23,000 foot. Quite a significant eruption there. Fuego to 16. Quite a long list today. Sungay to 20,000 foot. Santaguito, 14,000 foot puff. Popo to 23. Semeru, who knew? Now you do. 14,000 foot blast today. Swanosima, 6,000 foot puff there. And we've got Ibu on the list to 6. Liwatobi to 7,000 foot. Fuego to 16. Dukono to 8,000 foot. Raventador, 14,000 foot, 500 foot puff there. Wrapping up worldwide volcano news for the day. Quick look over at space weather, and it was an exceptionally a big day for space weather. Let's take a look. To start off space weather, there was a somewhat unexpected interplanetary shockwave that swept past Earth 5:19 UTC today. A minor G1 geomagnetic storm ensued, and this could be the glancing blow of that plasma filament that blasted off 2 days ago, arriving quite early. Also, more filaments erupting in spectacular fashion. Numero uno and then numero dos. Holy macaroni. In addition to the geomagnetic storm we just spoke of, Two large streams of plasma were captured early Tuesday morning by GOES-16 SUVI. The first event, beginning at 3:55 UTC, was likely caused by an eruptive magnetic filament just behind the east limb. The second event, which began around 7:00 UTC, was the result of a filament eruption in the southeast quadrant. Whatever is creating number one is about to turn around the limb, well, and may go boom, and boom in a big way. Here is a far side coronal mass ejection from potentially that region. Something erupted on the far side of the sun on Tuesday in a huge way, definitely an X-flare. A fast-moving halo CME first became visible around 1600 UTC in LASCO imagery. However, with no radio emissions detected and inspecting Earth-facing imagery, it was the result of a far side event. And a big one indeed. Here is the plasma model. Holy, the solar wind model from ISWA. Look at how fast this coronal mass ejection is coming out there. Definitely an X-flare, super high speed. This would reach Earth in less than 12 hours. Look at the speed of this modeling. Absolutely insane. And this region is about to turn around the limb. The World Magnetic Model was released today. It only comes out every 5 years. The last 5 years, it had to be updated ahead of time. And what does that all mean? It means that the magnetic poles of Earth are moving ever faster, and it needs to be updated quicker and quicker. Here is the current pole positions from Earth's magnetic field from the World Magnetic Model. And they have a new World Magnetic Model high-resolution version, the WMMHR. So go get that. All the links will be below. There's even a section on the geomagnetic poles, magnetic declination, and geomagnetism with the path of the poles, how rapidly they're moving. You can see since the last update, it's a pretty standard boom to boom. But in the last several decades, the magnetic pole is moving at a very rapid pace. It is not predicted to be slowing down at all. And in fact, we do have an amazing synopsis of what's going on. So take a look right here. Let's turn up the volume and follow us over at Oppenheimer Ranch Project at Diamond the Dave on the X.
So for example, the green dot that's shown in the field of view right now is the magnetic north pole. And that is simply defined as the point where the magnetic field lines are vertical. And you can see that it's moving. For some periods of time it's very stable and it doesn't move that much. Other periods of time it moves faster. It's interesting because right now you can see that starting around the year 2000, it actually starts accelerating quite rapidly. So we don't understand exactly why this is happening. There are some scientists who suggest that we're in the early stages of a pole reversal. This is where the magnetic north and the south pole actually switch. And the last reversal was actually 750,000 years ago. And so you can argue that in kind of an average sense that we're overdue for a reversal. But of course we don't know for sure because we can't predict more than a few years ahead of time what the field is going to do. And so we need to kind of wait and see and improve our observations.
Well, unfortunately, he was wrong on many parts there, and he is the top in the field of geomagnetism, which is quite embarrassing. The last magnetic reversal was over 780,000 years ago, but in the interim, in the last 780,000 years, we've had dozens, almost 100 major magnetic excursions. These excursions are the same as reversals. They reach very low field strength, and we've got, well, mass extinctions and evolutionary leaps occurring on these flexure points. I can't believe how lowbrow experts are in their own field. It is absolutely mind-boggling. But it is time to prepare as the field shift. Like he said, we don't know what's going to happen in just a few years out. It could accelerate and the magnetic excursion could ensue to the depths very rapidly. So why not be prepared? The ITEL portable reverse osmosis water filtration system could save your life. and could save the lives of many people. Just one single cartridge insert will filter 600 to 800 gallons of any water anywhere on Earth. And if you didn't know, all of the water on Earth is contaminated with forever chemicals in the form of PFAS, PFOS, and other toxins. But the ITIL removes 99.999% of all toxins, including fluoride, bacteria, and anything that might make you sick. It is literally on the bottom end, zero water when it comes out. The purest, most stable form of H2O you can drink. Yeah, we're talking safe to drink water for the first time ever. Get your health up. Improve your game and get the ITIL. It's cheaper than a big Berkey. It filters more water faster. Well, and it's even cleaner. Holy macaroni. And before we leave, the claim, holy macaroni. We'll get to that. The claim that Ton 618, which astrophysicists claim is a black hole, is the largest object in the universe, is now outdated. There is a bigger object called Phoenix A, which they also claim is a supermassive black hole. I call gobbledygook, and we've got a long way to go with cosmology, but as far as the scaling is concerned, I think this video just may blow your mind. And it's going to start with Earth and progress through some very large objects in the universe. And that's a boom to knowledge. Please share the video. We are shadow banned and we need your help to grow. We used to get 3,000 subscribers a month. After the first shadow bannings 5 years ago, it went down to 30 subscribers a month for 5 years. But something happened in the last several months. We're now up to 300 subs a month. We need to get that to go higher. So please support the channel. The best way to support is to subscribe if you haven't. Over half of the people that view these videos are not subscribed. It really helps with the algorithm. And most importantly, be safe. We love you. And that is a boom.